Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 16 of Beavelguy Plays TerraFirmaPunk. Obviously, we're here on Grimcore's TFPunk'd server, and it's been a little while, hasn't it? I've missed a couple of days. Well, I haven't missed it completely. I've been uploading The Long Dark. I really like that game. It's kind of chilled out, fairly quick for me to record, and I've been at work the last couple of days as well. I've been doing some crazy shifts and stuff, so I haven't really had much time to do anything. It's been one of those get home, have dinner, go to bed, wake up, go back to work kind of situations. So not much fun. But in my free time, I have been doing some work. Yeah, we have not been robbed. This is all the brass that's left out of all of those 976 ingots we mined. And of course, I've done this again, so I've timed it so the sun is just going down. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is all that's left out of those 976 ingots we mined. I have been busy, but I think the good news is we are good to go. I think I've got all the resources, famous last words, that we need for this thing. Tell you what, let's just get up here where I should be able to see while we're up here. It should adjust. It should be bright enough. I think. Brighter? Brighter? Yeah, good. We're good to go. Right, so what do we need for this? I have redesigned and redesigned and redesigned this thing. I'll talk you through some of the different iterations later, but long story short, what we need for this thing are 132 cogs. So that should be 132 cogs there. We've done that. I didn't actually have enough gold because the version I'm using now uses more gears than the original version I was going to do, so I had to make some out of brass, but I've tested it. It doesn't make any difference. We're not losing enough speed for it to affect the fans too much. We also need, let's have a look, 12 pendulums altogether. So if we go pendulum, why not? Yeah, that'll do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 pendulums. I kind of want to save that recipe if I can. How do I save you? Ah, there we go. Right click it. Right click it, saves it. So 12 pendulums, great. And then lastly, we need 60 of these. 60. These are so expensive. So expensive. Let me just keep clicking. 20. 30. Oh, come on. I bet you could like shift click or something, but I'm kind of enjoying this. The amount of hours it took to make all these components. I'm going to enjoy clicking these one by one, I think. 60 fans. Now, you can see the recipe for these right here, right? Apart from the bit of iron you need for the iron bars, that part wasn't actually terrible. You need these mechanical boards. Now, this is why we made the clockwork cane straight away, because this is the cheapest recipe for them out of all of them. Requires fewer metal chains, well, I guess the same amount of redstone brass cogwheels. We could have just used that. Whatever, we're going to pretend we didn't see that. So each one of these takes a brass sheet, which is 2 brass, or, oh, in fact, I think it's 2 even if you do it the other way. Let's have a look. Yeah, 2 brass either way makes one of these plates. And then you need a brass cogwheel, which is another 2 brass. Now, it's not just the amount of brass, it's the smithing and everything that's involved with making these. So just welding these, finding the recipe to make these stinking cogwheels. Yeah, that was interesting. I ended up making a lot of these ones the easier way that uses more flux, just because I was so sick of processing hundreds and hundreds of ingots. But those weren't even the worst parts. Propeller. This thing. 4 ingots of brass for each propeller, and we needed 60 of them. You gotta heat up your ingots, weld them together, and then finding the stinking recipe for this propeller, it was a nightmare. So, do I recommend building one of these? If it's absolutely amazing and gets us tons and tons of great loot, I would say sure, it's going to be worth it. But I think I'm gonna be testing this for you guys. You can judge for yourselves once I've finished building this whether you think it's worth all of those resources. Because honestly, I ain't sure no more. Yeah. Let's have a quick sleep. Let's sleep and make it daytime because we're gonna have to go outside now. I've been doing danger smithing just because I couldn't be bothered to take the time to sleep. Is my bread gone? Have I eaten all my bread? Did it suck? No, my bread's gone. I'm sad. Okay. We're gonna have to run over and grab some food. Okay, sorry about that. We're back. I've got a sandwich. So it's actually the next day. I've had another day of work in between. I just ran out of time. But today, now, we're gonna get busy. We're gonna build this mob farm if it kills me. And we need some water source blocks. I've tried to keep most of the mob farms low tech, but not for this one. I wanted to just have some fun and build something. Mostly it uses the fans to push mobs around, but it does use some water streams as well, because where you can, water is a much cheaper way of doing it. If you're at Cogs the Machine already, you might as well make one of these liquid drainers. Fresh water you can pick up and place. Oops. Salt water, when you place it, it turns into fresh water. You do have to be a little bit careful when you're using this thing. One more. Or at least that's according to Grimm's testing. I've been watching his videos and he tests out this liquid drainer. But now that we've got this, we can start building the mob farm itself. So I'll try and show you kind of what the differences are. I originally had this thing designed so that and basically this middle bit's going to be like a water channel just much further up in the sky. And these sort of big rectangles are like spawning platforms. With my original design, the platforms were not this long. They were much shorter, and I had basically a fan in each block, and it'd be like fan. Should be able to just do it like this. So it was like fan, 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 but not backup block. They were all on the same level, and I had it set up so you know, they'd be pushing the mobs towards this middle bit. They fall into the pit and to the water stream, and they get pushed towards the thing in the middle is going to be where they drop down and get killed down here. But kind of halfway through making all these components, I kind of realized exactly how expensive they were. And I started to think in terms of how to get the most for the time and effort rather than the maximum efficiency for the farm. Because these things only push mobs that are directly in front of them. So if I'm right here, I won't get pushed by this fan. And what that means is to get them to push like every single spawning place on this, for the mobs to get pushed off straight away, dropped into the water stream, pushed in the middle and dropped down and killed, you need to have a fan on every block to push them. So any too high mob or like a spider, for example, would just spawn and instantly get pushed off. But did some working out and I realized that if I just place them every other block on the ground level, but like this, you can get 5 off of a pendulum running no problem, and it meant we could actually expand the spawning platforms, and instead of 2 layers of spawning platforms, I can make 3 with bigger platforms using the same number of fans, 60 fans. So we're getting a lot more spawning area, a lot more spawning space, doing it this way, at the cost of mobs not getting pushed off straight away. But they do wander around a little bit. I think it's over 30 blocks or something where they stop. But more importantly, the main mob we're trying to get out of this design is the mountain troll. Spoiler alert, because they drop some amazing stuff. And they are actually 2 blocks wide, so having them spaced like that means at least those mobs, which are our target one, will get pushed straight into the middle. And because they're our target mob, we have a target sort of... let's get some blocks, actually. We have like a target Y coordinate at which we need to start building the spawning platforms. I have a whole chest of, blocks I pre-made here. Get rid of the sticks for now, it doesn't matter. They start spawning above Y level 175, so I basically just need to get to work. I need to build this tower up to at least Y175, and I'll think about whether I want to go a little bit higher just for safety. Not just for making sure the mobs are spawning, but I want them to die when they drop down here. And we're not going to be making it today, but we're going to have like a loot collection system at the bottom. Again, assuming that everything works like it's supposed to. So I want to kind of leave space in case I need to go upwards with the mechanism for that. While I am building as well, because this is going to take a while. I won't make you watch all of it. I'm just going to build it up and kind of show you certain key stages in the development, I think. But I did have a question in my comments, and I did sort of suggest maybe we do like a question and answer session for our 100 subscriber video, but you guys just absolutely smashed it, and we hit 100 subscribers way before I was prepared. I hadn't managed to get any questions or anything. But a question that was asked, and I thought I'd answer it now since I didn't get to do it in that video, is when did I start playing Minecraft? And I can't actually remember exactly how long ago it was. It was years ago. I think it was one of the betas. It was after nether portals had been introduced, but before they worked in SMP. Because I remember I started playing with a friend. He was doing a master's degree at university, and I was sort of quite early in. I was working on a PhD at the time. Although I never finished that. Y175. Is that my... I'm going to go up one more just to be safe, because I can never remember whether that's my eyes or my feet. I should probably know that by now, but it doesn't hurt. We got plenty of vertical space. We could go up to as high as that mountain and further. Let's just start... You know what? One more. One more. Just to be safe with this drop. I find 15 blocks seems to be about the sweet spot, and we should be over that to get down there, so that should be okay. And now we need to start building out these platforms. But yeah, he introduced me to it, and basically all it took was me watching him play this amazing game where you could dig into the earth, and he was digging this giant pit and getting all these ores and stuff, and I was sold. The ultimate sandbox where you can not only just go and do whatever you want, but you can build whatever you want, shape the terrain however you wanted. I was sold. I haven't played it non-stop since then. This is going to take some finagling, I think. I've had like year breaks where I got kind of bored of it, and then suddenly I came back and realized how much cool stuff they'd added. And then I'd come back and realize that there was something called modded Minecraft, and then discovered TerraFirmaPunk. I've kind of not gone back. Especially since I found... I think I was watching a Bevo video, and he was playing TerraFirma. And I saw that, and it had all the cool weather effects and everything, and that kind of... That sold me even more. I love the immersion of all that stuff, all the different nature mods, and the fact that like you could be huddled inside your little hut and hear a tornado going past on the outside. Oh, that's a nice shot with the sunset there. Yeah, so it was a while ago, whenever that was. Maybe one of you guys would be able to tell me more specifically what sort of time frame that was. But it's getting dark. I'm gonna keep working. I'll get a nice view of our blacksmith from up here as well. Oh, I like that. I'm going to get to work. I will cut back in when I've got something to show you guys. See you soon. Okay, just a quick progress report for you guys. Believe it or not, we're more or less done the first layer. I mean, it's going to be functional as soon as we place these fans here. So, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks long. Because that's about as far as the fans will push and consistently get the trolls at least into the water stream, so it should work for everything else as well. But basically it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got like sets of 5 fans, right? So then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks in between, like so. Stick our pendulum down there. And then I'm just going to use up the golden cogwheels first. Like I said, you can use either. It really doesn't matter. I think if you're doing long chains of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're doing like long chains of stuff, I think by the time you got too far a distance, the brass ones would have lost all their speed, but it doesn't really matter for this. Turn you around. I was clicking the wrong place for these. Those down. Yeah, there we go. We're on to the... Oh no, we got more golden ones. Okay, we can stick with gold for the time being. Get this thing running. And these should be pushing. Yeah. Now, if I had just done like a line of these, I kind of mentioned before, didn't really mention why I would be doing like one and then one like that. It's because this cog is turning the opposite direction to this one, and so you'd have one fan pushing, one fan pulling. And also we want to push them all there, so I had like a setup where I could, like if I put another gear on top of here, it would be spinning the same direction as this one would be pushing. That's why I was doing it that way. Yeah, and then, so this works now. Like I could go down the bottom, I could be going about my business, and when it turns nighttime at least, this would be working. Mobs would be spawning up here, getting pushed into the middle. And I kind of mentioned that, oh, there we go, that the trolls are 2x2. That's why we've had to do a 2x2 space. I'm probably going to have to make up like 4 hoppers or something for the bottom. Shouldn't be too hard, just a bit more iron. Oh, I can't get up there now. That's going to make it tricky to build this thing. Oh, I didn't think of that. Okay. Oh, that's not what I want. Break you. Should be able to get up here. I'm just going to have to break all these ladders when I'm finished, basically. Hop up here, we should be fine. And so, like, I've made sure there's a space on either end of these. It's like a fan and then a space. Again, it's so that if a troll spawns and is, like, in this, it's still going to get pushed to the middle. It's just trying to maximize that spawning space a little bit more. Get the most out of our fans. I wanted to show you this now before I close in the first layer, just because it's not going to be very easy to see, but it's completely cased in. And I've got this extra layer behind everything. Slightly, actually, it's 1 block wider in each direction than I was doing at the bottom. I forgot I needed this on the back. It's because these fans let light through. So I want to have the whole thing sealed off so it's completely pitch black inside, and that'll obviously get us the most spawns. I'm going to need to do quite a bit of work off camera now, because this is basically the last of the bricks from that chest. We've used pretty much a double chest of basalt bricks. I'm going to have to go get some more. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. I'll just do that with all the backpacks and those giant pickaxes. Maybe get some more iron while I'm at it. We'll always need more iron. Just wanted to show you guys what we're up to, and I'll cut back in once we've finished the tower. I guess then we can kind of test it out. So see you in a bit. Okay guys, I think we're just about finished here. Well, I say just about. This has taken me a few hours to build. Most of that time has been spent gathering resources, just like all the stone we needed to make these bricks. Yeah, you're gonna need like quite a few double chests worth of bricks made up, but it's really not that hard to get, especially with those like giant pickaxes. I've just been going and clearing out a massive cube of space underground, running back. Had to go top up on sand to make more mortar, you know, just lots of back and forth, you know how it is. But before I cap this thing off, I just wanted to point something out, because this took me a lot of testing to figure out, so I don't know if you might be trying to make one of these yourselves. I'm going to hold off on making a tutorial for this until I know whether it works or not, but I was having an absolute nightmare coming up with a stackable design for this mob farm. Turns out trolls have some really weird spawning conditions, so apart from the fact they only spawn above Y175, they're only about 3 blocks tall by about a 2x2 footprint. They also seem to require a 7 block tall space to spawn in, and I tried lesser and lesser amounts and it didn't seem to work. I had to go up to a 7 block high space for them to spawn. I don't know why that is. It might not be entirely accurate, but I'd spent quite a bit of time testing and that seemed to be the way it worked. So I've got a 7 block high ceiling, well, space, and then a ceiling above that. And that's important because I did try going 1 block higher and having an 8 block high space, and that's enough space for a giant to spawn. So unless you're trying to make a passive giant spawner, which, well, I guess could work, make sure it's no more than, well, make sure it's exactly a 7 high gap. And that's why this thing is so tall and took so many bricks, because 3 layers, each with a 7 high gap, right? It's a pretty tall building. That's why we're pretty high up here. Pretty good view, though. Oop, nearly went off the edge there. See all the lava pits? They look really cool at night. Got that tower over there. I'd love to go visit that sometime soon. Yeah, I think it's... Oh, what's that just popped in over there? Oh. Oh, that looks mysterious. Wouldn't you just love to go over and visit that? No, you'll have to go see Grim's video. That's what he's been working on. He's just been on the server. He's getting his base built up, so go check his video out when he releases it and get a preview of that. It actually looks pretty cool. I have been over there to get a little bit of a sneaky peek. But yeah, I'm going to finish this off. I'm going to build the roof, and I think I'm pretty much just going to spam the whole top of it with torches. I know they'll go out, but if I put one in every space, I think that should prevent mobs from spawning on top even when they're out, because there'll be no air spaces. I could be wrong though, and if so, I'll try something different. But for science, right? We're gonna try it out. We'll find out. So bear with me a little bit longer, guys. I'll be right with you. Yeah, Mama Jamma was suggesting that we call this place Fort Knox, which I kind of loved, especially given what it looked like last episode. But I don't feel like we're worthy of that anymore. There's just not enough here. I mean, I'm sure we could remedy that. I don't know. Do you guys have any other suggestions for base titles? I was thinking with this mountain here, right? It's all by itself, jetting out of this plain, completely above all the surrounding hills and things. It reminds me, if you've ever read a series called The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan, reminds me of the way they kind of describe Dragonmount. And I guess that would make this Gear Valon. What'd you think of that? Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, I need suggestions. I'm really bad at naming things. But yeah, this does work. This definitely does work. Just very, very slowly, it seems like. I don't know whether I haven't found the sweet spot for it yet or what. But what we're going to do is I've crafted these... Oh, speak of the devil. Yeah, okay. I made these hoppers just to catch all the loot. Oh, they didn't drop anything? Oh, I know what the problem is. Don't mind me. I didn't forget to convert these at all. Let's sort that out before anyone notices. It's the problem with recording is people see all of your stupid mistakes. All right, let's do this. Cool. And yeah, take 2. So guys, I've got this amazing mob farm. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna edit that out. I'm too lazy. But there you go. So we've got these hoppers here. Hopefully these will catch all the loot, and I'm just gonna go off and do other things and just give it the test of time, see what happens, and you know, make judgments next episode. Maybe we'll see whether it was actually worth all the effort. If it's terrible, I could tear it down pretty quickly with a giant's pickaxe, and I could definitely find a use for those, for all those fans if we don't use it for this. It's just I've always kind of wanted to make a passive mob spawner in TFC, and it doesn't really work because of the spawn protection that you get from it. So I thought we'd give this a go, see how practical it is. Obviously, you still got the issue of it being basically impossible to light up all the caves and all that kind of stuff, so... yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. But for now, that is going to be it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.